Hey you guys, welcome back to SAHM TV, and I have to explain my frustration on something. Now, I teach a wealth consciousness masterclass for moms, and I was updating the newer version as I try to keep it updated every 2 weeks, and I was going online to find quotes for stay-at-home moms and wealth, or more so, moms and wealth. And there was nothing. Excuse me. There was nothing. You had cute little quotes like, what makes a mom rich is the love of her kids. And of course, as moms, we know that, but we also know, again, when it comes to wealth creation, that's not what it creates. That's not it, So I was so frustrated. I actually got offline pissed off. I got offline pissed off because I was like, this is what I'm talking about. That's a problem. And now I understand that you can Google wealth creation. Yes, but we are a large market. And I blame both sides. I blame the world for not supplying it, but in an economical sense, there's supply and demand. I blame stay-at-home moms for not demanding it. I blame, not blame, you understand what I'm saying. I think it's fault of both. There's not enough supply for it, and there's not enough demand for it. And a lot of times I get it as a stay-at-home mom. It's the breadwinner's the husband. I wasn't one such marriage, but as I have spoken about before, I studied it, even though I never had to know a thing about money because it was such in supply in my marriage. I studied it like I did because I knew I needed to know it, despite where it was around me. I needed to know when there was conversations about it, when we were going over cash flow sheets, when we were going over accounting, we were going over investments. I didn't know what he was talking about. I just had to accept what was being told to me because my brain didn't know. So when I started the SAHM movement, wealth consciousness was absolutely an intrinsic, it's the third aspect of it. Because I also saw many moms in the community that couldn't leave their marriages, that wanted to leave their marriages, that were in partnerships as a stay-at-home mom, but it was that money aspect that kept them there. And that goes in a lot of relationships. To be honest, that's just not the neighborhood that I was living in, but I saw it. And that's a problem. That's a problem. But let's just take the man out of it, okay? And let's just say that you will be happily married, which I hope you are, for the rest of your life. It is an issue, a problem, if you can't teach it to your child. If you can't teach your child wealth creation because schools don't teach it, or if you're going to allow your child, if you're going to commit to being a stay-at-home mom, and you're going to allow your child to 20 years, 18, 20 years to be in your home, and they have to wait till they're 25 and 30 before they learn how to create wealth, that's an issue. That's not okay. That's not okay. We're setting our kids up for failure. And more importantly, that it's setting us up for failure because I've known moms whose husband have died unexpectedly, unfortunately. And even if you do get an inheritance, even if you do get life insurance money, even if you do get annuities, even if you are Jeff Bezos' wife, ex-wife at this point, and you inherit all of that money, if you don't know how to manage it, if you don't know what to do with it, if you rely on others to do so, that's a problem. You have to know how to do it. It has to be up here. And even if you're a mom that's like, I just really don't ever foresee me having to do that. I trust my husband. I love my husband. It's not about not trusting your partner. It's not about not trusting your advisors. It's not about not trusting the professionals that do know. It's about you knowing. It's about you being up to date with the times that are changing. It's about you knowing, again, what's going on with your marital, your financial status between you and your partner. It's about you helping the money that comes in be efficient. It's about you seeing maybe what your partner hasn't. It's about you knowing how to build a business or where money is created should you have to steer that ship if anything happened. I met a mom at the park week and a half ago, and she is, I believe she's a stay-at-home mom. She said something about homeschooling. I'm trying to tell the story accurately. She talked about homeschooling, but then her son's going to a private school now, and I don't know if she mentioned she had a job or not. But we got on the subject of wealth creation, and she said, something to the fact of her husband's toe. Something happened to his toe and now he's out of work. So they're seeing the importance of having other avenues. Well, if a woman knows how to create wealth, boom, now she can contribute. You see what I mean? Especially if one woman's at home, the amount of studying that you can do, and if something happens to your partner, boom, you're able to be an asset and not a, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Put that stress on your husband. And now his performance in the workplace is not as strong as it could be because it's coming from a place of contraction. It's coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of I got to accept whatever I can to feed my family. When you have two partners that are wealth conscious, and most husbands aren't, so it's not even a woman thing. It's a population aspect, but the woman has the power to change that. And I'm really passionate about this, and I get really pissed off about this because the position that women are placed in. You know, when we don't take ownership of that, when we don't understand that we have to be wealth conscious and know how to create wealth, know where it's created, know how to, multiply and manage $5 as well as 5 million. I have this game that I play with some of my clients, participants now, and it will be rolled out to my clients for wealth consciousness, that you manage over 28 days. You have to, in your imagination, manage a large, beginning at 10,000, and after 28 days it ends up being over $1 billion due to the Fibonacci sequence. And that's because a lot of times you'll see aspects like, how would you spend this amount, spend that amount? Listen, human beings don't have a problem spending, especially stay-at-home moms, especially moms. Okay, we just don't. But how would you manage and multiply? That's a different level of thinking. That's a powerful way to begin training your mind to think along those lines. And if your mind doesn't know how, now it's time to crack open a book. Now it's time to see on the short term and the long term where it could be. It's just like, come on, this is not a ball you want to be dropping. This is not something you want to leave up to society to teach your children. It's something that it's available to those who want to learn it. And it's certainly an aspect of the SAHM movement. So if you're one of those moms who you're like, I just want to learn how to, I don't know what moms do. I've been doing this for so long that I don't subscribe to that life. I'm a mom who I'm fully with my kids, except for when I travel, and they'll be out of school at the end of May of this year, so they'll be fully traveling with me. But they do spend a couple days with their dad, but I am 24/7 with my kids. I'm very hands-on. I don't like to be without them. I'm actually building an Amazon business with them because I have to. I have to be that mom. I'm just that mom at heart. So I'm not a disconnected stay-at-home mom. Even with everything I do, I love my sons. They're my best friends, my business partners. But nevertheless, if you're a mom that's into power, if you're a mom that's into success, as in power, conscious choices, success, alignment with your higher self, and wealth consciousness, if you're not that type of mom, and you never want to be, which is a lie, but okay, if you want to tell yourself that, I'm not the channel for you. But if you're a mom that understands you want to master the power of your conscious choices, you want to master, alignment with yourself, so you're no longer anxiety, you're no longer depressed, you're no longer lethargic and tired and on medication and figuring, like, you have these questions of like, where did my life go? If you don't want that life anymore, if you want to be wealth conscious, if you want to be able to stop having fights with your husband or your boyfriend or your partner or baby daddy, whatever you call it, if you want to have a healthy financial conversations, then this channel is for you. It should all be had anyways, but because we're not taught it, and most of us come into this world and we just see all of the opposite, behind, backwards ways of living, we perpetuate it. But you can change that. You can change that. And that's what the SAHM movement is dedicated to, is bringing the knowledge and the wisdom that's known from the greatest of history. For those in history that has created the most amazing things, those in history that have achieved greatness and riches and wealth, big names to smaller names, to more humble names, if I were to say it, and to big names. What they know is what we are going to know. Ladies, okay, I'm really passionate about it, because when I found out in 2012, when I became conscious, and when I found out why didn't anybody tell us this, my specific questioning also was, why isn't this known like the name Oprah is known? You see, Oprah is a great advocate for the power within. She does it in her own intrinsic way, but where I feel the stay-at-home mom community and the mom community do not have is, I grew up, there's a couple years in my teenage years, more so around, I want to say 13 to 16, you know, after I came home from school, my stay-at-home mom, stepmom, you know, was watching Oprah. So like I would sit there and watch Oprah and they get this sad boohoo stuff and all that great stuff. And I'm not knocking Oprah. She's amazing. I hope to be on stage with her one day before, you know, the time ends. And it's not like that. But when I search the internet to find answers, just like I searched the internet today for some quotes on wealth and moms, and there is none, I start to get a little, why? Okay, I start to get a little like, are you serious? Out of all the things that are out there, but I understand why. These individuals, as big as they are, they have money to make. They have money to make, and it's not economically sound. I'm not making money off the wealth CEO Sam movement. Now my masterclass is a different story, but off the CEO Sam movement, I'm not, and I don't anticipate that I will. That's a lifelong thing for me till the end of my days, and I want that to be brought on to the future. I don't have a daughter, but hopefully my son's wives will be able to say, wow, your mom, you know, among millions and millions and millions and millions and millions until we reach 1 billion women caught on to this. And now the future generation knows a better way, both husband and wife, both boy and girl, because we stood up for a better change, because we said, you know what, I'm not going to subscribe to this just the way motherhood goes. I don't think so. We should know how to create wealth, and there's zero reason in this day and age with all the tools at our fingertips that we shouldn't be creating wealth just as much as our husbands who go out into the world, especially if you have a husband. I don't have a husband or a boyfriend, and I'm creating it with my kids. There's no excuses. There's just none. Wealth is not for coupled people, and you know, wealth, listen, is for the person that desires it, that wants it, but more importantly, our children need it. We need it. Need I say more? I need not say more. But I just wanted to passionately articulate that to you because I was pissed off. I was like, what? Why is there no wealth conscious, not necessarily wealth conscious, but why is there no wealth quotes for us? Oh, because it hasn't really been done before? Okay, time to change the game, because that's exactly what we're going to do. But we're going to do it together. So I have many resources in the works that I can't wait to roll it out to you both now and years in the future. So great things in store for you. I love you guys so much. I don't want any stay-at-home mom to ever feel alone. I don't want any stay-at-home mom to experience what I experienced. But when it comes to the growth, when it comes to the inner elevation, when it comes to the expansion, when it comes to the executive power within that you can just grab a hold of and get a hold of that power that your kids already have, which makes it even more perfect, because when you have it and your kids have it and you're exhibiting conscious parenting, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. I can honestly say too, I'm not married, but because I'm a conscious parent, because I'm in alignment with my higher self, what used to be a toxic relationship between my ex-husband and I is not toxic anymore, because I'm not on that frequency anymore. So it can't, it doesn't happen, and it's peaceful and it's what it should be. So all to say that it just doesn't matter when a woman who holds a love of a man and a child is in alignment, then we can change the world one home at a time, one woman at a time. So I say that all that with love, light, and wisdom to you. And it's not okay to be poverty conscious. Just last little final notes. It's not okay to be broke. It's not okay to not know how to create wealth. Nobody may have ever told you that. Your grandmother, your mother, your father, nobody may have ever looked you in the eye as a woman and told you that. But I am telling you that it is not okay to up here be dependent on another human being for that which you should know on some level or another. It's a very dangerous place to be putting yourself in any regard. It's good for your brain to be aware of it and to know it, to master key information. So the wealth consciousness, the wealth portion of this SAHM TV is dedicated all to that. So I'll save some for some other videos. But until then, you guys, I forgot my little tagline for the end. Embrace your executive power within. Listen, forgive me. I have 2 YouTube channels, okay? For this one, it's Embrace the Executive Power Within. I think that's it. Bye, you guys.